Pittsburgh Penguins hockey is brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, home of the minivan store. By the people at Mellon Bank, you are why we do our very best. By Gillette Sensor and the new Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get. By the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back. By Coors Light. It's aged ice cold for that pure taste of the Rockies. Reach for the silver bullet, the right beer now. By Diet Pepsi with 100% AHA. You got the right one, baby. AHA. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You watched a very anxious Penguin bench as we get set for Game 5 of this opening round of the playoffs. The Caps lead it 3-1, and Jim Schoenfeld dealing from the bottom of the deck again, going with Byron Dafoe. He has played in one playoff game in his career. That was in Game 2. He could have played that one in a rocking chair. That was the game in which the Penguins managed only 17 shots, but won the game 2-1 on goals by Lemieux on a 5-on-3 advantage, and Rick Tocchet. 0-1, 2.03 for Dafoe. The other end of the rink, Tom Barrasso making his 5th consecutive start against the Capitals. Lifetime 8-6 and a 2.71 goals against, 1-3 in the playoff. Game 5 underway.
And the referee tonight will be Paul Stewart. The linesmen will be Dan McCord and Dan Shackney. And the puck play to the Capitals in to begin the contest. Here's Yager of the Penguins out with Francis and Mullen to begin the game. This line played a lot together this year. Reunited here for this Game 5. And the Capitals steer it onto center ice. Ulf Samuelsson taking command of it. Dump it up to the Capitals left wing corner, and Defoe watches on as the Capitals, Joe Ricci takes the puck. Over to Juneau. Juneau checking the play. And it comes to Kevin Hatcher. Joey Juneau working with Kristich out here. And Keith Jones for the Capitals. They put Kelly Miller on the right wing, or Bondra on the right wing, I beg your pardon. Yager gets the puck, steps up to the Capital zone, and they shut him off again at the blue line. And Kevin Hatcher will take it and wind it up the boards and on to center. Mario Lemieux just on for the Penguins. He will play tonight here for the Pens. Mullen's still on the ice, and the play is going to be stopped. I think it hit somebody on the Capitals bench, and I think that's where the stop and play was. They're going to call for a face-off.
Let's take a look at tonight's scratches, Mike. First of all, for the Capitals, Jimmy Johnson hasn't played all series with the knee injury. Tim Berglund. Todd Krieger has played one game. Dale Hunter may be back if there's a Game 6. Nelson and Allison and Don Beaupre not in the building for the Penguins. Jennings, Hawgood, the shoulder still not ready to go. Larry DePalma, Marcus Naslund, Ed Patterson, and Rob Dobson.
It was a two-line pass that was called against the Penguins. That's why it was whistled down. Poulin is on here against Lemieux, and in the last game, Poulin really matched up against Lemieux, and it looks as though Schoenfeld will try and keep that matchup here. Slaney from the left point fires wide of the Penguin net. Hatcher to the right side, guns it back, and he missed the target also. Talking to the Penguins with Stevens on the left wing, and the center iceman is Mario Lemieux. Kevin Stevens working that left wing here. Penguins have really moved some people around this series in an effort to get the goal-scoring motor started, but they haven't been able to do it. Kevin Hatcher to the right side over to Kelly Miller, and he is shut down in front of the Capitals bench by Ulf Samuelsson. Miller, though, works off that check. Pavanka right side to Poulin into the Penguins in on a 2-on-1. Gives it back to Pavanka. Look out, his wrist shot, and he missed the goal. And a break there for the Penguins. They only had one man back, and the Capitals couldn't convert. Hatcher now is hit by Talkin to the puck through to the Penguin line. Here's Ulf Samuelsson to the right wing to Lemieux. Crank it up with a slap shot. The save by Boy in front. The ball. Rebound score! Sean McEachran gets That's the opening goal, and the Penguins lead 1-0. Getting the fast lane, Grandma, the bingo game is ready to roll. Sean McEachran.
Just what the doctor ordered the Penguins needing to get off on a quick start, get the crowd behind them. The play was made by Ulf Samuelsson, who caught a puck out of the air, made the strong pass ahead to Lemieux onside, despite the fact it was a bit behind him. Shoot the puck, get it on net, and the rebound comes right out to Sean McEachran. Now you remember that in Game 2, Defoe had problems with rebounds, leaving him out front. It cost him there. Sean McEachran, his first goal of the playoffs, his first point of the playoffs, and his first playoff goal in his last 13 games.
The Penguins strike at 1:41 of period number 1. Larry Murphy of the Pens. Lemieux just put it on the cage, and Defoe, and that is one thing that Beaupre had not been doing at all, and the Capitals as a team had been giving up rebounds and all after the initial shots. Ricky will pinch in, and he can't keep the puck, and the Penguins come back and force it on the center. Sylvain Cote. Look to the Penguin line, and Taganetti pulls it in. The Penguin blue liner out with Larry Murphy, and the Penguins have this third line out with Straka, McEachran, and Sanford. The left wing, and here's McEachran shooting, but he shot the puck after the whistle on the offside call against the Penguins, and will stop the play, and they'll bring it back. The face-off almost at the red line.
One of the things you're going to see, we may have seen an illustration of that on the goal by McEachran. The Pens have changed their breakout pattern tonight. Instead of traditionally having the right wing skating his board and the left wing doing the same, they're going to crisscross coming out of their own zone across the blue line. In other words, the right wing will cross to the left in almost a diagonal pattern. They hope to create traffic and cause some picks at center ice and cause some confusion among the Capital forecheckers. So keep an eye out for that.
Samuelsson after the face-off, whipping up to the Capitals in, and Calle Johansson, one of the dominant features of this series so far, with the exception of the second half of Game 4, was the face-off percentages, with the Capitals dominating in that department, but the Penguins really picked it up, I thought, towards the tail end of Game number 4. And here's Trottier on to shoot the puck, and Defoe makes that save. Trottier's back after it, wind it back wide of the net. Here to the right wing boards, and Shale Samuelsson will jump in. He can't get to the puck, though, and Ulf Samuelsson throw it over to Trottier. He'll give it up to McKenzie, who plays on a fourth line with Doug Brown here, and they go off quickly, and the Penguins put a new unit on. Greg Berube of the Capitals comes up, and Murphy takes it away. Shoots it inside the blue line. The Capitals gather it back. He drove it up the center. Francis took a bump there from Steve Konowalchuk. A penalty coming up here, a holding call, and it may be against the Penguins for holding the stick. 16:53 to go in period number 1. The Penguins lead Washington 1-0.
Hi, I'm Kyle Petty. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Another race car driver, another motor oil. Sure, I get paid to do this, but money's not everything. Doing things right is everything. That's why Bobby Hamilton and I race with Kendall Oil. It gives us a better shot at winning. Kendall can give you an edge, too. Do it right with Kendall and your engine can last longer. Look, I wouldn't use it if it didn't work. I earned my living racing my car, not my mouth. Kendall Motor Oil. Hey, man, buy it.
These Chrysler Plymouth people have just gone too far. Chrysler minivans are already #1 in sales, and still, Chrysler Plymouth makes improvements, exceeding 1998 safety standards now. Then this, up to $2,600 in cash back and option savings. Right, up to $2,600 on Plymouth Voyager, Grand Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country. Up to $2,600 in savings. Madness at the minivan store. At your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Greg Berube, who has dressed for 4 of the 5 games, but seen action only in 3. A 2-minute penalty for holding the stick. And the Penguins, whose power play has been abysmal, 1 out of 18, goes to work now and a chance to really put a clamp on the Capitals.
Jam back to the Penguins in, and after it will be Larry Murphy. The Capitals rate #1 in penalty killing in the playoffs today at 94.4%. Penguins are second. And a few power play goals have been scored in this series today. Capitals lead the series 3-1. They trail this one 1-0. And Pittsburgh ready to bring it out of its own end. Mario Lemieux stepping ahead, coming to the Capitals stripe. He had gone 2 in a row without scoring against the Capitals. It's the first time ever in playoff competition for Lemieux. Mario breaks that scheme right now, and the centering pass by Yager actually checked the sign off his blade, and Ridley handles the puck, and he'll throw it up down the boards behind the Penguin net. But one thing this Capital team has not done in games they've gotten behind in, they do not panic. And they've been able to come back. And here is Murphy at center red, shooting the puck in. But the Penguins must keep the pressure on the Capitals, I think, if they're to win this game, because they realize the importance of it too. Lemieux for Yager in front. Too hard a pass. Came off his shin pad. Yager around to the right point to Murphy. The Penguin point man looks, goes left side to Francis. What's he going to do with it? To Stevens in the slot. Turns, shoots it. Save made. Rebound Lemieux. Can't get to it. Hatcher of the Capitals trying to get it out. The Penguins working around the boards, and Poulin now runs into Francis, but a little play by Dave Poulin to just clear the puck off the sideboards to center. Here's Lemieux trying to go in. It's going to be an offside play against the Penguins. Stevens was ahead when Mario had the puck, and he was across the blue line. Mario stuffed it into the zone with 42 seconds to go. Can the Penguins win 3 in a row? This year, they've been able to do it on several occasions. Back in October, they won 3 straight. In December, they won 3 in a row. February, they won 3 straight. March 17th to the 20th, they won 3 straight. And towards the tail end of the season, their longest streak of the year, they won 4 in a row, beating Vancouver, Boston, Tampa Bay, and New Jersey. So the Penguins have it up their sleeve, I think, to be able to come back and win 3 in a row. Samuelson's going to drop it back into the Capital zone up the near boards. Lemieux with time ticking down here in this power play to look for Joey Mullen. A little too far. Mullen, though, off the left wing boards, and the Capitals smother him and force it away. So stepping to the right of the net. Tommy's posted some pretty good numbers as far as goals against are concerned. Trailing in the series 3 games to 1. That's how well the Capitals have played defensively. Puckett's going to bank it back into the Penguins end. Around the far wing, and Ricky after it can't clear. Olf Samuelsson throw it around where to go. Went over the glass. Lemieux looked for the puck behind the net, and the Penguins are down to just 7 seconds to end this power play.
Just 1 shot on the power play. The guy I think that really has to get going in order for the power play to click is Larry Murphy. In 4 games, and we're into our 5th now, but in the first 4 games, Murphy had just 5 shots on goal. Now here's a guy who was averaging nearly 3 shots per game and averaging a bit more than 1 thus far. Of course, he's the quarterback of the power play when he's playing that right point. There's one of the reasons that they haven't been able to get the power play going. First of all, they haven't controlled the puck in their own zone, but Murphy has got to get the shot on net to create those kinds of opportunities around the net, because the Penguins are bigger and stronger, their forwards, than the Capital forwards.
And the other, you look at the situation too, and Murphy has had a lot of shots blocked by the Capitals. A lot of shots that he's taken have been blocked, and a lot of people that have fired the puck. That's how well they've played to get out and block the shots from the points. And here, delivered around the right wing boards, Greg Brown can't keep it in, and the penalty is going to expire now, and the Penguins fail to score on the power play. You and the Penguins leading 1-0. Berube comes up, and he'll drop it back in behind the Penguin net, and he goes right to the bench here as the Capitals put new troops on. Kelly Miller, Pavanka, and Dave Poulin. Out for the Caps. On the right wing, Rick Tocchet of the Penguins. Shoot it back to the left wing corner. Stevens went in. He got there first. Plays it right to the net, and Defoe had to come off his stick, and he grabs the puck and holds on. And we'll take another quick break now. The Penguins have the lead over Washington in Game 5. 1-0.
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got indispensable banking services. The Mellon Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
Shut that crap off. Good. This is a beer commercial. Icy Ice beer. It's not a jingle-type beer. Icy Ice is all about taste. Do you need some babes in bouncy bikinis to make you feel like a hunk of beef while you're holding a beer? Get a magazine. It's not from some ice flow in Canada. It's not some beer of the future. It's now. Icy Ice's flavor talks for itself. It's pure, unfiltered attitude in a bottle. Icy Ice, the brew with an attitude. You got a problem with that?
Well, should there be a Game 7, that would be Friday night here at the Civic Arena. And those tickets are on sale right now, 412-333-333-SEAT. Operators are standing by.
Rocket to Chris Tamer, the Penguin defenseman, and he shoots it, coming right to Joey Juneau. Off the center, and Shale Samuelsson drops it right back into Capitals real estate. Sylvain Cote, who came back to play in Game 4. Outlet pass left wing. Here's Juneau with some space. Penguins in a shot, and Barrasso got the blocker up to make the save on Juneau. Put right back to the net by Christie. Barrasso gloves that with his right hand and holds on. And Joey Juneau again making things happen when he's on the ice, and he has done that this entire series. I really think the Capitals, as I mentioned at the outset of this broadcast, have found themselves a 100-point man and a guy that is a game breaker, and that is a big, big difference for this hockey club. They've been a solid team for a lot of years now, but I think this guy gives them that extra added dimension.
Well, he's been a big playoff guy. He's played in 22 playoff games, most with Boston, 22 points in those 22 games. And there was a classic example, yet again, of a turnover at the blue line, creating a 3-on-2 break for the Washington Capitals. Got to be careful with that.
Ricky at the left point, swing it towards the net, and Barrasso stopped that. Puck lifted by Pittsburgh. Out to center right, and Murphy's going to find a play. He shoots it into the caps. McEachran has the only go to Straka. Slip shot. That save made. The rebound. Where is it? The Capitals dig it free, and Bondra comes over, but he's pinched hard against the boards by Straka. They do flip it onto center ice. Straka gets command of it, going to Sanson with a good pass. A slap shot is blocked on the way to the net. Straka going after it for the Penguins, going behind the goal. Bondra rubs him against the board. Ricky took a check from Sean McEachran. Return to center. Juno deking his way up ice. Little backdoor pass on the right side of Cote. Back now to Christie's coming for the goal. And he tried to drop it right in front of the net. And he couldn't get into Bondra. Here's Taganetti belting Bondra hard. Jim McKenzie of the Penguins unable to get it out. Right side. A shot by Cote. And the save made. Rebound Juno. Look out right in front of shot. He grabbed by Barrasso. And Juno went down low to the far side. And Barrasso just reached out with that right hand and pulled it in.
A lot of room down low for Joey Juneau. Previously, Larry Murphy had made a very nice play to clear the puck from in front of Tom Barrasso. Capitals' best chance thus far. Murphy makes a nice, his move was actually before that, and Barrasso scoops up that shot. And he does a good job of keeping Kristich away. The previous two times when they had the good scoring opportunities, both came as a result of good dump-ins by the Pens. Rick Tocchet dumped it in softly to the left wing boards. Kevin Stevens got a chance. Then Murphy dumped it in softly, and Marty Straka had a chance. And this is what the Penguins have wanted to do. Not just dump, but dump properly so you create a chance for yourself, not whip it around there so it comes ringing around the boards and out the other side.
You know, the key, too, is that the Penguins have not gotten to those pucks that have gone to the corner. The Caps have been the first team in, and the Penguins on those two occasions were the first club to get in and get a piece of the puck. It isn't going to always happen, and you're really on the... You have to really stretch out and give it all you have because the defenseman has that extra advantage on you. He's closer to the puck to begin with. Wristed up into the Penguin zone, and here's Ulf Samuelsson. He is hit from behind by Buried. Penguins do work it on the center circle. 1-0 Pittsburgh, 12:50 left in period number one. Penguins with the opening goal by Sean McEachran. The way this series has gone, it doesn't take a whole lot to win a game. Bounced up down the left wing into the Penguin zone. And it'll be Barrasso getting the puck to Peter Taglianetti, who is paired out at the moment with Shale Samuelsson. There was that Francis on with Joe Mullen. Doug Brown's going to head off now. Here comes a whistle and an icing call against the Penguins. A couple of lows and get well wishes. One to George Kelchak, who was in Allegheny General Hospital. George, we wish you the very best. And also Lorraine Marley, a 17-year season ticket holder. She is in West Penn Hospital. Hope you're doing better. Also, I want to make a mention, Stan, that you know, the field of broadcasting and sports writing and that really has come along where not only men are involved in it, but women have really become an integral part of it too. And Jonette Howard, who writes for the Washington Post, and I think one of the real fine writers I've read in a long time, she's covering this series, and I talked to her tonight just to express that. And she happens to be from North Versailles, and her parents were out there, and they now moved to Somerset. She's been in Detroit for 10 years, but she grew up following the Penguins, and a very interesting person, and a good writer too. And here's a shot by Ricky, stopped by Barrasso.
I remember about 10, 12 years ago when a young lady began covering the New York Islanders, and guys in the locker room were diving into the back room in their underwear trying to get away. And of course, it's commonplace now, and it's accepted, and it's understood, even if some of the Neanderthals in the NFL haven't figured that part out yet.
Christie, John, with Joey Juneau and Peter Bondra. And Christie's has the assignment to handle the draw against Ron Francis.
You know, we mentioned Peter Lee the other night, and he comes to mind that I believe her name was Robin something or other, covered the Islanders, and I think it was maybe for the New York Times. Peter Lee came out, and his eyes got as big as saucer, and they saw her in there.
Another face-off win by Kristich, allowing Ricky to drop it to the net. Kristich and Taglianetti now push and shove after the whistle.
Something else that has been missing from the Penguin game, we talk about the Capitals' ability to forecheck the Penguins and clog the neutral zone, and indeed that is true, and you give them credit for that. But the Penguins' defense has not done as good a job as they have in the past of getting the puck up to the forwards, who obviously have superior skating speed, and that's incumbent upon the defense not only to defend but also to jumpstart the offense by making that first good pass from your defensive zone to a forward who can carry it up. And that'll get the Capitals backing off in a big hurry if you can complete that first pass and hit it on the tape. And we saw Samuelson do that to free Lemieux, which led to the McEachern goal.
Well, the Penguins have scored the first goal now in 2 of the 5 games. It was 3 of 4 in favor of the Caps coming in. And when the Penguins did score the first goal in the game, they ended up winning it. That was game 2. And here's Ricky again, another face-off win by the Capitals. That's 3 in a row against Francis. And you do not see that happen very often. I mean, that is a rarity. Wristed up deep into the Caps, into the ice surface, and the Capitals' Cote going back behind the net. Yager's right after him. He throws it around the boards, and out it comes. This will be an icing call against Washington. If Murphy gets there first, not going to be able to. Pat Peake has it for the Capitals. Centers it. Peake did a good job of slowing Murphy down and forced him away from the puck. Now around the goal. Here's Peake in front, turning with a backhander. Stopped by Barrasso. Now that was just good hustle by Peake to make all of that happen. And wristed up high in the air by the Penguins, and it Kieran's back in the Capitals' ice. The ball with a dangerous little play around his own net. Does get the puck, though, to the near side of Cote, and Juno trying to bring it out of danger. Slip it right wing. It's cut off. Lemieux with the Penguins. That was Yager and Mullen at the moment. Ricky put a check in Lemieux. And the Penguins pick up the mail, and Greg Brown finds Yager, who's bumped by Kelly Miller. Miller's had a strong playoff series for the Capitals. Stevens put a check in the Cote. Left point. Samuelson fires. That's off a leg. And it'll carry him wide. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of shots the Penguins have shot towards the net have been blocked in this series. Pavanka trying to get around Stevens. He shoots it at the net. Stop. Rebound in front. Miller can't beat Barrasso. That's 3 good scoring chances the Caps have had here. In the last minute, shot by Hatcher, stolen by Lemieux. He's trying to deke his way around a man, and he can't do it. Poke back in behind the Penguin goal. 10:50 left here in period number 1. The Penguins lead 1-0. And a steal by Kelly Miller. He turns around. Ulf Samuelson on him. He was trying to slip it out of the zone. Poulin comes in, tripped by Tocchet. And there'll be a penalty called against Rick Tocchet of the Penguins. 10:37 left in period number 1. The Penguins holding on to a 1-0 lead here in Game 5.
Ian Baker Finch, winner of the Southwestern Bell Colonial in 1979. See him at the Family House Invitational, May 23rd and 24th at the Club at Nevillewood.
If it's time to do a little groundbreaking, don't...
Need a dependable used car at a fair price? You need Devereaux. Now celebrating 70 years of automotive sales and service. Devereaux gives you great selection. Each is quality checked for performance and priced to save you money. Cars so good, we promise you complete satisfaction. No wonder Devereaux is voted the best used car dealer in the AK Valley. Join the buyers who know value. Drive the expressway to savings. Route 28, Freeport.
It comes with a 100% lifetime guarantee. Now, you can't beat that.
So if you've got a tough job ahead of you, tear through it the easy way with the Garden Claw from Garden Weasel.
It can tame your yard and get your garden ready in no time.
The Garden Claw is available at Busy Beaver, Lowe's, Tractor Supply, Stambaugh Thompson, and participating Service Star, True Value, Ace Hardware, and HWI. Makes a great gift.
Poulin on the puck. Now watch Rick Tocchet come up and just stick that right skate out. There's your trip. And the Capitals, 2 for 21 on the power play, go to work. Our shorthanded contestant, Bob Broker of Pittsburgh. And there's been one shorthanded goal in this series. That, of course, scored by Joe Ricky. The big goal in that game, game number 3.
Poulin is no stranger to playoff competition, having played with the Flyers in Boston, and he has been into some extended playoff competition.
3 cup finals.
He knows what pacing yourself is all about, and he's been very strong in this series. Here's Pavanka out on the power play with Kristich and Juno. They use Slaney and Cote as the point men. And they jam it back behind the Penguin net. Juno fell down. The Penguins have it. Doug Brown trying to work it out of danger, and he does on the center. 2 of the games tonight in Eastern Conference competition, Buffalo at New Jersey and Boston and Montreal. That series are tied at 2 apiece. And Defoe has to go back and set it up now for Sylvain Cote. Buffalo and New Jersey already underway. Himmeleff and McLean have exchanged goals. They're tied 1-1 at New Jersey. And Cote slams it back into the Penguins' end. Gail Samuelson got it out of the Penguin zone.
Something a bit different here. Ron Francis was playing man-on-man on Joey Junot rather than going back in coverage.
Here comes Christie trying to wheel his way in. And he took a backhand shot that hit the side of the net. And returned off the boards. It comes left wing to Sandstrom. He has a man breaking left wing. McEachran, who has the only goal, flying up the Caps in. A slip shot and a good stick save by Defoe. Now Sandstrom and McEachran appears to be a full go tonight. The motor is working for Sean McEachran. He is flying out here. Pass to center. And Larry Murphy takes it back and goes to Mario Lemieux shorthanded up to the Capitals line. Slow the attack down. Pass it back to his own blue line to Wolf Samuelson. Near side to Murphy. And he'll blast it towards Defoe. In no trouble with that one, but he is swinging around to the far corner. 33 to go in the Penguin penalty to Rick Tocchet. 9:08 left in the first period. The Penguins lead 1-0 in Game 5. Hatcher's pass to Connor Walchuk. He steps up to the Penguin zone. Stops, breaks on. Good pass to Calle Johansson. Left side of Hatcher with the Capitals. Kevin Hatcher being pressured by Lemieux. So he dumps it to the right wing corner. Steve Konowalchuk again with the puck. The Calle Johansson, the Capitals, shoot it to the net. Stop, rebound, and Ridley can't put it in. Ridley has one goal in this series. Now Wolf Samuelson banking away to the left point, but not out of the zone. Around to the left wing corner, and Konowalchuk knocked to the ice by Shel Samuelson. They set it up now, right side to Johansson. A blast and save made by Barrasso. Capitals shooting that puck hard against Barrasso, and the Caps now with 11 shots unofficially in this game. Face-off will be in Pittsburgh territory to the right of goaltender Tom Barrasso.
And Connor Walchuk has been a tough customer in this series, and he is seeing extended ice time primarily, both he and Keith Jones, because Dale Hunter has not been able to play. And Hunter, again, might be back for Game 6 if there is one, but Pete stuck his nose in there, and he was along the side of the net and got into a battle.
And I think he and Tocchet just came on. I think they're both going to go in the box. Tocchet sits right back down.
Well, at least the seat will be warm.
Yeah, he was only on for 3 seconds.
Penguins coming back short-handed. And he and Tomas Sandstrom, Sean McEachran, the goal scorer tonight, working with a 2-on-1. Good shot by McEachran. And Defoe had to go with a stick on it and was kind of leaning the other way. Well, the best scoring opportunity actually in the power play came to the Penguins' Sean McEachran, although Barrasso did a great job of clearing the puck away from Ridley. Ridley has been in a goal-scoring drought. He's only scored 2 goals in his last 18 games, obviously going back to the regular season. But Barrasso, very quick with a stick, whipped it to the side so that Ridley couldn't bang it home on the power play. Tonight's game is not a sellout. The third home game consecutively that the Pens have not been able to sell out, although the Pens were 6th in the NHL this year in increase in attendance. We'll show you that later, but Tampa Bay was the #1 team in terms of increased attendance this year over last.
4-on-4 right now, and the Penguins send out Doug Brown and Ronnie Francis. Juneau on with Peter Bondra for the Capitals. They've had the better of the play here the last 4 or 5 minutes. The Penguins had the lead 1-0. Francis checked on the play, and Larry Murphy will deal it around to the far corner to Greg Brown. Brown in his first year with the Penguins. An opportunity to play in a Stanley Cup playoff competition. Juneau left point, guns it to the net, and it's off the blocker of goaltender Tom Barrasso. Murphy turned around. Bondra almost took the puck away. Now they do, and Juneau has it again. Joey Juneau dance with it, goes to Ricci. A wrist shot and blocked by Greg Brown. And the Capitals trying to keep the pressure on. Finally checked the side, and it does come on to center. The Capitals wind it right back in. Right there on Murphy. The minute he touches the puck is Peter Bondra. Yager hit the same way by Ricci and flat. And the Capitals have it, and Cote rams into the Penguins in. The Capitals right back playing this very aggressive style of play against the Penguins, keeping them bottled up. Lemieux trying to get to the puck. He can't do it, and it comes around the far side over to Kelly Miller. Moves his way to center red, now onto the Penguin line. Stop, looking. Gives it to Michael Bavanka. Lemieux hits him. Well, Samuelson looking to the puck. Yager had a poke checked away by Johansson. Every time the Penguins get the puck, there's a Capital right there on them. And they are just hustling right now to the puck. Here's Hatcher on the right side. Shoot it towards the net. Stopped by Barrasso. We're back in that same situation here where the Capitals are beating Pittsburgh with a biscuit. Yager trying to get the play going. He steps up, skating, going over to Stevens. Poke checked away by Hatcher. And Taglianetti backhanded away towards the Capital goal. Hatcher goes behind the net. There's a big bump from Stevens. Hatcher kicks the puck free to Connor Walchuk. Stevens took a whack at him with a blade in the Capital zone. Scooting back into the Penguins' end. Keith Jones trying to get a step on Murphy. Goes behind the cage. A loose puck. Connor Walchuk bumped by Stevens, and the Penguins take it right back. Stevens working both ends of the ice with good, solid, hard hits. Straka up to Murphy, and Kevin's playing like a guy that's in desperation right now, knowing the Penguins face elimination if they lose this game. Tocchet runs right over Connor Walchuk. Can't peek. Lost it. Here's Straka down the slot to Tocchet right in front of backhander. Stepped by Defoe with a rebound. Straka can't put it in. The backhander by Tocchet denied by Byron Defoe. And that was just a forechecking effort there by Tocchet Straka to make the play happen. In the Capitals into the ice surface. Here's Mullen passing to Tocchet. Right side. Straka again. Here he comes to Tocchet in front. His shot is partially deflected. I think the Capital defenseman on that play got back and got a piece of it. That might have been John Slaney. And the Penguins go in for the puck in the near corner. There'll be an offside play here against the Penguins. Slaney may have got a piece of that puck on that shot headed towards Byron Defoe. And a good ship there by Marty Straka and troops. 6 minutes to go in period number 1. The Penguins leading 1-0.
The price of freedom just came down with the new 1994 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. V6 power, air, automatic, driver and front passenger airbags, all complete for this. Now you can have your head in the clouds and still keep your feet on the ground. The new 1994 Chrysler LeBaron convertible, an eloquent expression of form following function at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
In America today, there's but a handful of local hometown breweries left. One of them is right here in Pittsburgh. Her story spans more than a century and generations of proud, hard-working people. People who have made us what we are today. Here's to you, Pittsburgh. Here's to another century of quality, integrity, and tradition.
Marty Straka line with 2 excellent opportunities on Byron Defoe. The first time, Straka fed the puck to Tocchet. They got another chance, but the Tocchet backhander, actually he's on the forehand now, he just fanned on it. When we talk about finishing plays, there's the classic example right there. Goaltender's down, out, helpless, and Tocchet fanned on the play.
Murphy retreating to the Penguins' end, finds Rick Tocchet. Left side over to Kevin Stevens. He's trying to muscle his way in against Kevin Hatcher, and Hatcher playing the whole series when Stevens has been on the ice pretty much on that right side. Tocchet behind the net. Lemieux took a bump from Hatcher, and now after the puck will be Taglianetti, but he moved in, lost control of it. Murphy over to make a good play, forced it up the boards with the Capitals clear. Miller, Pavanka, and Dave Poulin. The unit out for Capital coach Jim Schoenfeld. Taglianetti. First to the head of Stevens. He's into the Capital blue line area, and the Capitals take it away again. Dave Poulin hustling down the left wing. Lemieux took a whack at him, but Poulin keeps coming. Poulin around to the far corner. Lemieux comes back to scoop it up out of his own zone. Once off the ice here, and here comes Ulf Samuelsson, the center red. Left wing to Yager. Yager pressured by Christie. Juneau goes the other way. Look out here. Juneau with that speed comes down against Shell. Samuelsson stops, looks it over. Boy, he's a great skater. In front for Christie, and he's up in it by Yager. There'll be a penalty coming up, and that was a good call. Yager interfered with Christie, who had the lane, and Joey Juneau was the guy again, Stan, that made all that happen. He just is an absolutely brilliant player in this series in my mind. He is the guy that's making more things happen, and he helps draw a penalty there. Just by his skating ability, his ability to hold the puck, and Christie's getting open, and the Penguins haul him down.
We're back to the level playing field, though. Yager in the Capital zone was absolutely yanked down by Dmitry Kristich, no call. That's what set Juneau free, because Kristich hooked down Yager, and Juneau took the puck and skated in, and eventually drew the penalty. The Capitals going on their second power play opportunity. Joey Juneau is a pilot. And unlike his counterpart, Al Iafrate, for whom he was traded. Iafrate, of course, would hop on that chopper and off he would go.
He's a pilot, too.
Yep. A road pilot. Juno has a private plane, and for some solitude and to get away from it.
RPI is an engineering, aeronautical engineering school, too, and he's a very brilliant young guy. Joey Juno.
Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, RPI.
I knew a guy that played from there. I guess there's been a few now that played in the league. His name was Jack Howe. Played minor league hockey. Pretty sure that was his name. He was from RPI.
American Airlines shorthanded contestant here is David Gordon of Pittsburgh. Penguins score shorthanded. David goes to Aruba.
Power play chance number 2, tripping the call against Yager. And here's Bondra now, bringing the puck into the Penguins end to Juno behind the net. Juno moving to the left of the goal, round to the right side. Joey Juno holding, skating with that puck. All Samuelson and McEachran stay in the box in front of Kristich, and Barrasso, I think, just got his stick over to get a piece of that as Kristich fired it. Kristich checks his blade, and the Penguins stop it.
Kristich looked like a turnstile there. He was ready to turn on that puck, but it never got to him because Barrasso snapped it up. Barrasso's been very quick with his glove tonight, scooping 2 shots off the ice, and one time making a save and then scooping it to the corner with his stick to keep the Capitals and Mike Ridley off the doorstep.
We got this. Tommy's claiming that it did not hit him. That it was a shot by Kristich. It may have skipped off the crossbar, and I think he might be right. We were looking to see if Barrasso was the man that touched it, but apparently, go ahead. Kristich shot that puck, and it may have hit the crossbar and jumped up into the crowd. And they have made that decision that was the case.
Which takes the face-off outside
Which
the
means that was, how close do you think that was to tie in the game?
It was right there. Now we'll get a closer look at it. Kristich, number 8, down low.
You know, he just shot it over everything, not the crossbar.
Did it hit his skate, Mike, and then bounce up?
He moved his stick around. He checked the stick after. He checked the stick to see if it was broken, so he did get wood to it. Here's the Capital again attack after the face-off, and they keep it in. Tronte had come out for the Penguins, but it was just now clearing up the ice, and it goes behind Defoe. 1:08 to go on the penalty to Jaromir Jagr. Bondra hanging way back at the Penguin blue line as the Capitals carry it out. He gets to the red line now, touches the puck. The Penguins take it. They give it away to John Slaney. Slaney's going to wrist it down the boards and then behind the Penguin net. Barrasso leaving the puck for Larry Murphy. Played it up the side of the net. It does come on to the center circle. Cote, short little pass right side to Slaney and back to Sylvain Cote. 1-0 Pittsburgh if you joined us late. Early goal by Sean McEachran. Game 5. The Penguins must win to stay alive in this series. Juno's centering pass stolen by the Penguins. They get back and they might have a 2-on-1. Juno with that speed trying to get back against Sandstrom. Cut him off. Stopped him. And Sandstrom a little tired now. Takes the puck into the near corner. Trying to hold up Juno. 23 to go. Pass ahead to center to Slaney. Sandstrom wants to get off here. Slaney's up in it by Shell Samuelson. Penguins Rick Tocchet makes sure it's out of the Penguin into the ice service. Lemieux took a check from Keith Jones. They'll butt one another. Now Hatcher turned around. Lemieux gets the puck from him and the penalty. 7 seconds left. And Samuelson leads it on to center ice. Ridley's pass cut off by Shell Samuelson. He gave it away, and here comes Jagr on. The Penguins have killed it. Lemieux is up in it. Is there a penalty called here? Yes, there will be against Keith Jones. He and Lemieux have been banging each other around, and Jones gets the interference call. Keith Jones and Mario Lemieux going one-on-one against one another, and this time it's Jones who gets the hand in the cookie jar, and he'll sit out.
Keith Jones, who had 16 goals on the regular season, has been a very strong two-way center. As Mike said, they've been banging around earlier on. There's the play right there. As Jones came back to get him, there was no advantage to doing that because the Capitals had control of the puck at the time. Penguins will go on the power play for their second time. I don't know, maybe a power play goal here in the dam burst. 2:45 to play in the first period. Despite the fact the Pens have the lead for the last 10 minutes, the Capitals have had a distinct advantage in play, except for the one shift by Rick Tocchet and Marty Straka. Our American Airlines power play contestant, Ken Schaefer of Pittsburgh.
Chase, are you keeping face-offs? You give me an unofficial count right now. Here's Lemieux. On the near boards, the Capitals and Penguins pressure in for it. And Poulin gets the puck and swings it to the Penguin line. Ronnie Francis over to Yager. He throws it down the wood and behind Defoe. Byron Defoe, who had only 2 goals scored against him in Game 2, but the Penguins won that game 2-1. Jammed the length of the ice, and the Penguins have to go back. They have not been able to get any sustained power play action going around goaltender Defoe in this series. Maybe one time on the 5-on-3. Yager dumps it back. Left point. Francis shooting. The stop made. Rebound. Lemieux, and he is stopped by Defoe also on that rebound chance. And referee Paul Stewart sounds the whistle for a face-off in Capital territory.
At least they're putting the puck on net, and they've gotten some rebound opportunities, which is what they want to do. Settle the puck in the zone and take the shot on the left point by Ron Francis. And you've got some big, powerful guys with scoring touch floating around in front. Here's Lemieux with an opportunity. Francis skating in to try to follow up his own rebound. Mario scoreless the last 2 games, and as Mike mentioned to you, the first time in Lemieux's career that he's been held scoreless in back-to-back playoff games. He still leads all Penguin scorers with 4 points, 3 goals and an assist. Yager with 4 assists in the 4 games.
Capitals unofficially have won 12 of 20 faceoffs so far. They will not win this one. Lemieux hits the puck to the right side of Larry Murphy. Now into the corner for Ron Francis. Back to Lemieux. They come after him. Double team. He gets it quickly over to Larry Murphy. Shoots it. Save made. Rebound. And it's chopped away. And Pavanka gets the puck out. But there's an angle there for the Penguins because the minute Lemieux touched the puck, they sent 2 men to him. So Mario very quickly reacted, moved it over to Murphy, and the Penguins had a couple of men open. Let's see if they can do that. It takes quick passing. Lemieux cross-rank. That's intercepted by the Capitals' Ridley and onto the Penguin line. Lemieux again with it. They come after him in a hurry. Left wing pass over to Taka. Trying to shoot it in. Hatcher broke up that maneuver and fires it right back to the Penguin goal. The penalty killing to the Capitals has been absolutely tremendous in this series, and one of the reasons why they lead 3-1. Larry Murphy will deliver it over to Rick Tocchet. He comes up and stopped now by Kelly Miller. Here's Ridley taking the mail into the Penguins end. Looking, pulls back short-handed. It goes to Cote in a slap shot. Samuelson of Pittsburgh. Watch that one go through to the net. Hope he went down. I didn't know if he blocked it or Barrasso had it.
Well, one of the reasons that the Capitals have been so successful killing penalties, and they now, with just 23 seconds left, they kill this one. The Pens will have failed in 15 in a row. This goal-scoring drought attributable to a lack of efficiency on the power play. Obviously, if they don't score here, the Pens will be 1 for 20. The Penguins' worst 4-game stretch offensively was 8 goals. At one point in the season, and that was the last week when they beat the Devils 3-1, Tampa Bay 2-1. They had the disastrous weekend in New Jersey and Montreal. They scored 8 goals in those 4 games, and of course here they've scored 6 in the last 4. So this is their longest offensive drought of the year.
Remember, too, that one of those games was against Ottawa, the final game of the regular season. They had a 4-0 shutout. Here's Lemieux stepping up to center with 14 seconds to go in the penalty. Trying to drive his way in. Goes to the left wing corner. Cote charges hard and hits him with a good solid check. Lemieux works off the bump. Going to Wolf Samuelson. Right side to Greg Brown. A slap shot. Hit a leg and Karam's wide. Another block shot for the Capitals. And there's bodies in there around that net. Stevens trying to get Ricky away from Joe Mullen. And there's another story. Joey Mullen with just a goal in this series, and Ron Francis, and they've had very few shots between them. Just not able to shake themselves free to get in. And I think the Capitals come out of this period down 1-0 and having killed 2 power plays, and knowing the way the tone of the series has gone, they got to feel pretty confident. I mean, despite the fact they're down 1-0, because they know they've had the better of the play in periods 2 and 3 in this series.
We're talking about scoring slumps, Mike. Joe Mullen, of course, it's been a long time. Where have you guys been? Yager, 3 goals in the last 17 games. Francis, none in 10. Stevens, 1 goal in the last 9. It doesn't stop there. These are the top 6 regular season scores. Larry Murphy, 2 goals in 26 games. Joe Mullen, 1 goal, 1 point in 9 games. Marty Straka, 1 goal, 1 point in 16 games. Those are the top 6 scores on the regular season. And Joe Mullen, of course, is not even getting shots, and you rely on that. He's had 1 shot in the last 3 games coming in tonight. So your big guns, you're waiting for them to fire.
Poulin pulls it back. Buffalo has taken a 2-1 lead at New Jersey on a goal by Plant. Nice Plant giving Buffalo the advantage. They're up 2-1 midway through the first period at New Jersey. Here the Penguins lead 1-0, and Keith Jones drags it on into the Penguins into Connor Walchuk. Connor Walchuk Pressured by Peter Taglianetti. Boston-Montreal game's underway, too. They are scoreless in the first period. Patrick Waugh in the net again for Montreal against John Casey. Taglianetti steals. Being pressured, though, by the forechecking of the Capitals. We're down to 15 seconds to go in the period. Pass for the pin, stolen by Ricky. Right back in the slot, and it comes off Connor Walchuk's stick. And the Penguins force it on out of the Capital line. There was a shift there where the Capitals pretty much dominated again. Connor Walchuk shoots it in, and the period comes to a close. Stevens hit by Joe Rickey at the end of the period. And Rickey now puts his arms around Joe Mullen. The tempers heat up. Taglianetti. The Penguins have about 10 men on the ice. The Capitals just 5. And Rickey and Trottier now push one another. And Trottier in there against Cote.
Well, I think that the fact that Brian Trottier is dressing tonight was for as much spiritual reason as anything else. Certainly might help you win some face-offs and penalty killing. And I really think that the Penguins are relying on Trottier to a degree to provide a spiritual lift. And after that big shift, you remember earlier that Straka and Tocchet had as they came off the ice, Ryan Trottier went over and patted both in the back as they left the ice, and he came on.
Well, we will have penalties issued, too, because there's a couple of minors, one to Keith Jones and Peter Taglianetti, and somebody got a misconduct, too. So we'll find out what that's all about when we come back to the Civic Arena. The Penguins lead in Game 5, 1-0.
You can see it on his face. He has run the human race.
You can see when a man has the best shave. He uses Gillette Sensor.
See the spirit, see the pride that comes from deep inside.
He adds Gillette Shaving Gel, the best gel ever, and Gillette Aftershave Skin Conditioner for maximum comfort. Together with Sensor, there's no better shave in the world.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Dave, now let's move on to the world of Mr. and Mrs. Consumer.
Gee, it's almost lunchtime.
Yes. Now, as you can see, this pie chart illustrates your core customers.
When you have a craving for a delicious bacon mushroom melt, come to Wendy's.
Thanks.
It's a quarter pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon, and mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce.
So what do you think, Dave?
I'm satisfied.
Great. Let's move on to section...
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
To discover the real difference between the world's 2 leading soft drinks, we're implementing an anthropological study. Chimp A will be allowed nothing but Coke. Chimp B, nothing but Pepsi. The results are astounding. The chimp that drank Coke showed improvement in motor skills. The chimp that drank Pepsi, however, disappeared.
Hello? It's him.
This week at Foodland, Lipton tea bags 100-count box or Seal Test orange juice 1 gallon just 99 cents with coupon. Coke in assorted flavors a 2-liter bottle only 98 cents. Maxwell House Coffee for all coffee makers just $2.99. Kellogg's Raisin Bran a 20-ounce box, buy one get one free with manufacturer's coupon. And yes, double all those coupons too. It's your everyday savings at Foodland. Yes.
Foodland, yes.
The Penguin season may be reduced to periods now, not just games. So far, they are staying alive with a 1-0 lead over the Capitals. Sean McEachern off a rebound from a shot by Mario Lemieux. McEachern's first goal, first point of the playoffs for that matter, early at 1:41. Gave the Pens the lead they now enjoy 1-0. The Capitals outshot the Pens 14-10. As we come back, between the first and second period, we'll go to the boss man himself, the Penguin general manager. Greg Patrick joins us here on the KBL Sports Network.
Okay, one more time. I'm talking about Icy Ice beer. Listen, no jingles, no movie stars. That's right. Icy Ice is a true ice beer. How's it made? Ooh, what are you gonna be, a brewmeister? Come on. What do you want from a beer? Technology or taste? Icy Ice is all about taste. Hey, if you feel better if a movie star drinks the same beer as you, that's great. This is Icy Ice. You want a movie star? Rent a video. Icy Ice, the brew with an attitude. Any problems?
Give yourself a break.
like a big break on a 94 Toyota, because Toyota has 3.9% APR financing on any new Toyota. Get a new Camry and get the lowest annual interest rate ever offered by Toyota. Get a Corolla, get a tough Toyota truck, and get a big break from Toyota that means lower monthly payments. This first ever offer from Toyota Motor Credit Corporation ends May 3rd, so don't wait. Give yourself a big break. Get 3.9% APR financing at your Toyota dealer now.
These days, controlling your money is trickier than ever before. You've got to watch every move you make. That's why Discover Card offers the Smart Rate program. With the Smart Rate program, the more you purchase with your Discover Card, the lower your rate can go. Because we don't think carrying a balance should cause you to lose your balance. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
Ooh. While a lot of well-known tractor makers are working hard to
make it cheaper.
Yes, Chief. Cub Cadet took a different approach for our new Series 2000 line. We didn't.
Use cheaper parts. Yes, Chief.
Instead, we built our tractors with shaft drive and over 50 new features in all 7 models for a well-engineered machine well within your budget. Cub Cadet didn't make a good tractor cheaper.
Now that's cheap. Yes, Chief.
We made the tractor better.
Think I'll buy it. Yes, Chief. Chief.
The Series 2000 line from Cub Cadet.
This segment of Penguins Hockey is brought to you by the Mellon Bank. You're why we do our very best.
Welcome back to the Civic Arena. I believe it was Winston Churchill who said, "These are the times that try men's souls," and certainly the times must have been trying the soul of Penguin General Manager Craig Patrick. Craig, welcome to our interview segment. It was 2 years ago, just about this day, that you guaranteed the Pens would come back with a 3-1 deficit against the Capitals, and you were right.
Well, at that point I was right, fortunately, but that was at the end of a half-hour segment on a talk show that you had, and we were getting beat up pretty good throughout the show, and I guess the frustration just got to me, and I had to blurt that out, that we were going to come back. I hope the case will be the same this time around, but the Capitals have played great hockey, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and got a lot to overcome the way we've played thus far.
Have the Capitals surprised? I mean, we tend to look at things provincially and see what the Penguins are or are not doing. Do you think it's basically or solely a product of the Capitals perhaps playing better than anyone expected?
No, I don't think it's solely a product of that, for sure. I think we can play a lot better. We're capable of playing a lot better than we have, and we've got our backs to the wall. We have to come out and play like we can.
What's your sense of things, Craig, coming back with the club on Saturday night, looking at a couple of the players? It would look like a look of bewilderment on their faces, like they weren't sure what was wrong and what was happening. What's your sense? There's tremendous character on this club. What's your sense of what they're thinking and how they're thinking?
Well, I'm sure everyone's disappointed and frustrated at this particular time. Whether there was bewilderment on their faces or not, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is our backs are to the wall. We've got to show our character. We've got to come out and work harder than the Washington Capitals. And thus far, they've outworked us and outplayed us.
They've done a good job checking and limiting the offense. From a technical standpoint, I mean, what are some of the ways that you'd be able to create a little more skating room for yourself?
Well, the coaches have been working on things with the players and meetings, and we feel we've got a few ways that we can create a little more speed and a little more offense by a few strategical changes, and hopefully that'll work tonight.
I don't know if you would describe it as being supremely confident of the club's ability to come back. Are you confident, though?
I'm supremely confident. I really am. Very nervous. You know, you hate being down 3-1 in any series, and especially when a team's playing that well, and Don Beaupre's played so well too. And we've had some chances, but we've got to create a lot more chances. We've got to get a lot more to the net and a lot more traffic in front of them if we're going to be successful.
Is that the most surprising thing of it all, that if you were going to be down 3-1, you might have lost some 6-5 games and your defense let you down, but for this club not to score is like there to be no fireworks on July 4th? Yeah,
that's right. Well, there was great fireworks in Pittsburgh last night. Hopefully we can do it tonight.
Let me ask you about a couple of the other playoff series. We've had 2 sweeps thus far. Do you think that the Islanders' run to make the playoffs had them kind of gasping, or is it just that the Rangers are that far superior?
Well, the Rangers right now are certainly riding a wave. They made some changes right at the trade deadline that lifted all their spirits, and they haven't slowed down since. Somebody's going to have to get in front of them and slow them down a little bit.
How do you feel about the Boston-Montreal series? Does it depend on the health of Waugh, who looks like he's going to be okay for the rest of the series?
It definitely depends on how Patrick Roy's health is going to be. I mean, he's pretty much Montreal's whole team. When he's not there, Boston's a more dominant team.
Okay, one last series in the Eastern Conference, New Jersey Buffalo. How do you see that one?
To me, that's a great series for the spectator because they're so evenly matched and so good defensively, had great goaltending. It's going to be a very interesting series right down. It'll probably go 7 games in overtime.
Plus, for someone like me, you can count the goals both teams score on 2 hands, which makes it easy for me. Let's hope that this is not the last time that we have an opportunity to talk. Thanks for being here, Craig.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay, Penguin General Manager Craig Patrick, and we'll be back from the Civic Arena in just a moment.
And the Astros live from the Astrodome Tuesday at 8 right here on KBL. Get in the game.
It can get rather lonely out here on the test track this time of year. Because of all the top-selling import luxury sedans, only one offers a combination of front-wheel drive, anti-lock brakes, and electronic traction control. Standard. The Acura Legend GS. Which proves you can still be a leader, even if you can't get anyone to follow. Acura. Some things are worth the price.
Stop into Foodland this week. Get Maxwell House Coffee for all coffee makers, just $2.99 a can. Borden ice cream, frozen yogurt, or fat-free dessert, half-gallon tube for just $4. A 12-ounce box of Total cereal, buy one, get one free with manufacturer's coupon. Lucky Charms in a 14-ounce box, buy one of those, get one free with manufacturer's coupon. And yes, double all those coupons too. It's your everyday savings. You know where to go.
In the last 3 years, over 100 appliance and electronic stores have closed their doors. At the same time, one store has grown to become America's largest, with the top name brands, nationwide service, and 100 years of trust. Brand Central at Sears, where you get the brands you want at the store you trust.